money. How about this? 150 million quid. A cash injection of capital into Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, and it comes from the owners, ENIC. That's what they're pumping in. A club statement confirms that Joe Lewis will see the cash injection enabled via the issue of convertible A shares and accompanying warrants. You know, and you understand that kind of language, I'm sure, Simon. I don't have a clue. The investment represents permanent capital with no ongoing interest cost to the club, and which may be drawn in tranches until the end of the year. What does that mean? Maybe drawn in like you can
tranches.
take it in lumps.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Not tranches. Tranches.
Oh, tranches. So, how significant is this? Is this going to make the unbreachable top three breachable?
Well, what it is a complete burying of all the drivel that we've listened to for the last 6 months about Conte, his future, his challenges with Daniel Levy, the fact he was going to be backed or not backed, the fact that Tottenham wouldn't put their hands in their pockets, the fact that the January transfer market was the one that they needed to go into, all of it was wrong. Because they went into the January transfer window, they did some decent business.
I don't think it was wrong. Conte said it himself.
It was no. It was
he was spreading the talk himself.
It was a complete and utter.
This is an unusual situation for me.
Up of the media that there was going to be this inevitable combustible fallout between Levy and Conte, and the narrative was to find a problem with Tottenham
You hammered
Hotspur.
Conte for what he said at the time.
I hammered Conte for the temperamental outburst, but I didn't hammer Tottenham Hotspur and their relationship with Antonio Conte. I pushed back against the avalanche of insidious observations by people that write about Tottenham that this was going to be an absolute car crash. Conte was going to be leaving. I said, cobblers, he'll be getting money in the summer. Tottenham will do.
No, you didn't know that then. You know it now, but you didn't know that then.
No, but I didn't know it then, but I said it. So here it is. He's going to be given the opportunity.
You didn't know that then.
No, I didn't know it, but the fact is, the ends have justified the means. I said to you that it is my belief that he will be given the prerequisite amount of support in the summer. Now, they're laying the foundations for that. Now, we don't know how much of that 150 million is going to go towards servicing some debt, or how much of that 150 million is going to go to buying new players. Clearly, they're putting it out there for a reason, because they're giving people an indication that Conte is going to be given some form of economic backing. We know that they've got some extra cash in there because they've got into the Champions League. But that would, I honestly believe that Daniel's already factored that in. People think, and Conte would like you have believed that he's worked the oracle, that this wasn't part of Tottenham's plan. I don't think there's a parallel universe where Daniel Levy said, don't get us into the Champions League this year. I think he absolutely told Conte, we're bringing you on £15 million a year, and we're going to sanction some of the signings that you want in January to do precisely what you've done. Conte will dress it up something different so everyone thinks he's the absolute magician. But the bottom line is that Tottenham are in the exact position that all of you lot in the media said he wouldn't be in.
No,
yeah, you too.
Nonsense.
In January, that he was going to be leaving Tottenham, he was going to fall out with Daniel Levy, he wasn't going to be backed, and Tottenham Hotspur were going to implode like they've done previously with the Mourinho situation.
So what? You told us when Conte was giving
Get the
off,
audio. Get it.
Conte
Luke.
was giving off a vibe.
Get it.
Conte was giving off a vibe of that.
I said he wouldn't be
no
leaving.
doubt.
I said a temperamental Italian outburst. Get the audio, please.
Are you doing a Trevor Sinclair on me? Conte was giving off a vibe, and there was no doubt about it that this is an unusual situation. In other words, he was giving off a might be having second thoughts
But
vibes.
you were all wrong.
And that's
Wrong.
But you jumped in and you hammered Conte
No, I
for
didn't.
that.
I said.
Yes, you did.
I said the tempo, because I spoke to Daniel. And you know specifically what I said, because it was a temperamental outburst from an Italian. And I said, it's a ridiculous outburst, childish temperamental nonsense. It'll go away. It's not a big falling out. Daniel will deal with it, and it'll be a non-issue. And by the way, he'll get backed in the summer. So here we are now.
That's not what you said.
Yes, I did.
You're not. I can hear the handbrake turn. And also,
get the audio then.
When did you at any time say?
You can't find the audio now, Luke.
When Conte was coming away with what he came away with, when did you say? And interestingly, watch what's going to happen. Probably around the end of May, ENIC will come in with 150
No, I didn't say
million.
that.
I don't remember you
I didn't say that. I said categorically.
You're making out that this was the plan all along.
I said categorically he'll be backed in the summer. There's no way that Conte was bought here and he will not be backed.
That for sure.
No, but I'm right though, aren't I?
What if they finish fifth? Would this be happening?
But they didn't. And they have finished fourth. And they are getting backed. So what's your point? I said during January he was brought in to be successful. There's no way they've gotten Conte on £15 million a year and this supposed collision of cultures is going to happen. all this narrative that's being spun up about Tottenham Hotspur. Here it goes again. Spursy this, Tottenham Hotspur that. They don't spend money on that. They're not good for this. The manager's going to leave. All this doom ladering, all of this muck raking over Tottenham. Everything seems to be
Have you
pointing.
become Daniel Levy's new best
No,
friend? or something?
because I don't like disingenuous agendas. They're not based upon any substance. And all the journalists that wrote
It's
it,
no
and all the ones,
agenda.
it bloody well was, because nobody knew what was happening with Conte, and the common sense seems to evade some certain segments of journalism. Absolutely factually, Trevor. This is a fact. It's not patting myself on the back. I said that Conte will not fall out with Daniel Levy. Conte will not have the fall down that everyone thinks he's going to have, and he will be backed in the summer.
Has ENIC done this before?
What? Promise to back somebody?
Come in with 150 mil for specifically come out in a statement and say, right, ENIC to the rescue.
I don't know.
Do you remember this
Are
happening
you
before?
going to tell me that they have done?
I was hoping you would tell us.
I don't recall.
You seem to know everything else about the workings of Tottenham Hotspur and
I
ENIC.
don't recall the specifics of ENIC making announcements about backing, because one thing Daniel does as an accountant is he doesn't like to tell you what he's going to spend.
Yes.
He doesn't like to tell you those sort of things, because then you're committed to it. So now you've got a statement, right? And he's done it for a reason. If you tell the general public and the great unwashed, of which you fall into that category specifically, that you're going to have £150 million to spend, right, available to you, you're now making a statement that you're going to spend £150 million on transfers, because people are going to take it that way and you're going to be judged by those standards.
Well, Trevor, he's got a point there. I mean, this is what Levy is saying. It enables us to invest in teams and support our ambitions to be consistently competing at the highest levels of European football.
Yeah.
In spite of what Simon says, and he doubted at one stage if Conte was going to hang around. Of that, there is no doubt.
I did
we
not.
We could clip it out and put it up. Of that, there is no doubt.
Find it then.
Well, he questioned himself, didn't he? He questioned his own ability.
This was no insidious media plan. But at the end of the day, in come ENIC to the rescue, 150 million quid. Should Tottenham fans be giving it hallelujah? Some big name signings on the horizon.
I don't think they should be saying hallelujah, but I think they should be relatively excited. You look at the foundation at the football club, the stadium, the training ground. You look at Kane, you look at Heung-min Son, who's just won Golden Boot. You look at Dyer's performance from where it was since Antonio Conte's come in. You look at Ben Davies going to a centre half rather than being a full back. You look at Sessegnon now starting to play a part. You look at Kulusevski who's come in, and Bentancur. You look at players that he's changed their form. He's changed the way they play. Obviously Kane. You have got a great foundation for a fantastically competitive team. Now, if you can invest into that team and bring in and trust the manager and bring in 2 or 3 other players, I think Spurs could.
But you forget the back narrative. He's only got 1 year left in his contract.
I wouldn't say that they can compete for the Championship, but I would say that they can compete in that top 4 and they can compete in the Champions League. And as a Tottenham fan, they should be excited. Listen, they didn't have great teams this season to beat. Manchester United were woeful. Leicester City were way off it for most part of the season. West Ham were concentrating on Europa. They fell a little bit short. So, and Arsenal, they absolutely battered him in that game, which was the all-important game before the end of the season. So,
can they breach the top 3 with this money?
At a stretch,
can nudge Chelsea out the road?
They can't. They certainly can't.
They
Certainly can't get in the top 2. I'd say they can be competitive. They make the right signings with Chelsea.
I think that's right.
Yeah,
I think they can win something under Conte. I don't know what it looks like. I think it could be a League Cup, it could be an FA Cup, it could be a Europa League. They could go moderately.
He's a serial winner, isn't he?
Well, he will bring a different
the bad
culture.
news for you is we might find that audio fairly soon before we go off
Please
air
do.
at 1 o'clock.
Don't crop it though and clip it, because I know I know what a weasel you are, Luke, and you'll crop it and you'll make it look like something I didn't say.
No, it will have context. Don't worry. Just like your columns used to have in the Sun, until you were told you're not doing them anymore.